long time. Still got the juice, still got the juice, still got the juice, yeah, yeah. Still got the moves, still got the moves, still got the moves, yeah, yeah, yeah. I cannot lose, I cannot lose. I've been doing this for a long time, long time. Still got the juice, still got the juice, still got the juice, yeah, yeah. Still got the moves, still got the moves, still got the moves, yeah, yeah, yeah. I cannot lose, I cannot lose.
Yeah, I've been doing this, boy.
He been right here with me for the whole time. Lay it down, put it all on the line. He been shining, he the greatest all time. Ain't been right here with me for the whole time. He been right here with me for the whole time. Lay it down, put it all on the line. He been shining, he the greatest all time. Ain't been right here with me for the whole time. He been right here with me for the whole time. Lay it down, put it all on the line. He been shining, he the greatest all time. Ain't been right here with me for the whole time. He been right here with me for the whole time. Lay it down, put it all on the line.
Yes. We are here in the studio. This is where the magic happens.
This is where it happens.
This is where magic happens, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you inviting me into the session and let me hear some of the music. For those that don't know, we're sitting here with Da T.R.U.T.H, a friend of mine.
Years and years.
I mean, I call him Manny. The world knows you as Da T.R.U.T.H. The Vet was your last album.
Yeah.
Mixtape album. I don't know. Explain that real quick.
Well,
first up, how many albums do you have? How many albums do you have?
I would say 10. One people may or may not count as an album.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, I would say 10. I would say this is my 10th album.
All right, so we're in the studio now, and I was intrigued by this one thing. You know, the world has 10 albums to digest from you as content that they can chew on. You know, I don't consider your music any fluff. It's something they can chew on.
Yeah.
But you're in the studio now doing 3 albums. Like, tell me the story behind that. Why are you doing 3 albums right now?
So I think that it's a couple things. I'll quit after having done this, I think I've been doing this 23 years. And, which is why the album is entitled Vet. But I really feel like I still have the passion in the same way that I did when I first started. Like, that passion hasn't left me. So I don't see myself retiring or kind of hanging it up until that passion is gone. I'm still burdened with it. So I have a couple things. I have passion, working, and purpose. Somebody might have the same question you have. Come on, if you add 3 more to 10, that's 13 albums. Who needs 13 albums to think about Nas, think about Jay? The guys who have been in it for a really long time, and they still feel like they have something to say. And I think that what they have to say is probably that much more necessary because they have so much tenure in the game. They're more seasoned in life. In Nas's case, he's been through a marriage at least. In Jay's case, he's been married for a significant amount of time. You know, and with their experiences, there's so much more that they have to offer us, you know. And so we listen with different ears now than we did maybe even 10 years ago. Like, when you listen to a Nas or a Jay now, you're not listening for, is he hot?
True.
You're listening for perspective now. You know?
We watch them develop, we watch them grow.
We watch them grow, and now we're listening for perspective. We're not listening for bars as much. Not that, you know, that's not a part of it. They still gonna give you that, and you're still gonna want that to some extent. But you're not looking for them to prove that they're still hot as much as you're looking for perspective at this point in their careers. And so that's what I feel like my role is now, as a veteran leader in my genre, is to offer people perspective. You know,
how would you label your genre? I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
Different people have different phrases they attach to it. How would you label your genre?
Yeah, I was still classified as Christian art or Christian hip hop.
Christian art. So here's my perspective of you as a Christian artist, Christian hip hop artist, however you want to describe it, genre. I view you like the Tom Brady of Christian art. That's how I view it. Because I mean, after 10 albums, now you're going from 10 to 13. Tom Brady is redefining what we expect from longevity of a quarterback. You know, at the age that he is, still winning at a high level, you get the ball in his hands, it's like, you just know. Yeah. It's not like you hope. You're like, with younger quarterbacks, like, I hope they can do it. I hope they can do it. I hope they make this pass. You're like, oh, he got the rock? Oh, man, it's
we
done.
Good.
We already know. Like, we've seen him do this before. This is what's going to take place, and it's going to be something that's legendary. Yeah. So that's what I see, and that's what I attribute to you. That's why we're calling you the Scurl Game Changer, because you're redefining what I even expect from Christian artists. Yeah. We're in the studio. Can we hear a sample of some music? Yeah. We can do it?
We got a little something.
That's what I'm talking about. So I hit this button right here?
Right.
I know the feeling fades, but you never fail. You never fail. You never fail. I know the feeling fades, but you never fail. You never fail. You never fail. I know the feeling fades, but you never fail. You never fail. You never fail. I know the feeling fades, but you never fail. You never fail. You never fail.
Give us some insight into the process of how you create. You talked about passion. You talked about drive, having purpose. Yeah. You know, this here, it sounds dope, but give us some insight into your vision behind building this song.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it feels really good right now just being in this particular space as an artist, because in a lot of ways I feel like I'm starting over. I feel like I'm starting from scratch. That actually, for me, felt like the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or feels like the beginning. Even sonically. Because at this juncture, I'm looking to create something different as an artist. You know, I want to create music that's consistent with my age, stage, and phase of life. You see what I mean? Like, there's a point where everything is like, hey, you know.
But I feel that at times there's a place for that.
Yeah, there's a place for that, and I'll do some of that. I'll do some of that still.
Gotcha. I need that when I'm in the gym.
Oh, come on. Come on, I'm going to give you that, because I need that too. But, yeah, there is a bit of a transition as well, just in terms of, you know, you relax a little more, you know, as you get a little older, you know. the more mature, I don't want to say more mature, but as you get older, I would just say that. The older you get, the more you kind of relax. You know, when you watch LeBron play now, he can't be rushed, you know. You can't rush him.
What season?
You can't rush him into his shots. You can't. Everything is kind of slowed down. That's what he said. The game slows down, and it's kind of the way I feel about my music at this point. It's like, okay, everything is kind of slowed down for me. That don't mean that it's going to be boring. It just means that you feel more in control of it. So you're not like just trying to pander to audiences. You're just doing whatever feels good to you. And so sonically, that's where I feel like I am. That's the kind of the feel you got. So my process now is I'm thinking legacy, you know, when I'm creating. When I'm creating my content, I'm thinking legacy. Even from what I'm communicating to my sound, I'm thinking legacy. I'm thinking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, as you're talking, the wheels are turning about content creation.
Yeah.
This is the age of everybody wants content, and everything's rapid fire. Do you feel the pressure to create content for people, or are you at a place where it's more so about staying in line with what you want to create, what you want the people to hear versus what they want to hear? Because it's two different things. Yeah. People, the narrative can be, hey, the world wants this, and you can be, as an artist, giving them what they want to hear or giving what you think they need to hear. Yeah. How do you balance that?
Well, I think it's both and, but it has less to do with what people want to hear and more about how people consume music. So I want to be sensitive to how people consume music today, because I realize that, you know, you can't wait 2 and 3 years necessarily, even though I still do it. But you can't necessarily wait 2 and 3 years to put out more product. You can. I've done it. I do it. But people are more prone to stay with you the more content you're kind of keeping out there. The good thing is this. content is not limited to music. You see what I mean? Like, people want content, doesn't necessarily have to be music. So if you go on my Instagram page, or if you just follow, come kind of trek with me, you'll notice I do a lot more than music. Like, I do something called apologetics, which is contending for the faith. And I also speak a lot. I'm writing a book, you know. Then the music is also just another one of my tentacles. So for me, it's just about keeping, I do feel like it's necessary to keep content out there. I don't know if that's always music. I think, as a matter of fact, when you do more than music now, it actually gives more life, breathes more life into the music when it drops. Because now people are more interested. They've been trekking with you for, let's just say, 2-3 years, watching you do so many other things. Like, these 2-3 years that I've just been doing a lot of speaking and writing and things of that nature, people just assumed, oh, he must have stopped rapping. So when I do drop music, it's like, you know how hip hop is. Let's see if he still got it. That's one. And then it's, let's see what he's saying in light of all the stuff he's been saying over the past 3 years. So I feel the necessary to continue to keep content out there, because that's how people consume ideas now. You feel me? And then as far as music, I'm working on 3 albums at the same time. But it's not because of pressure. It's just the space that I'm in. But it's a good space at a good time, because
it means you got a lot to say.
I got a lot to say.
It's something that's bothering you that you want to put something out there. What is that? What is that?
Well, it's not all bothering me. Although
okay, I got you. I used the wrong word.
No, but it's purpose. Yeah.
You got a burden.
It's a burden. It's always a burden with me. You know that. So, I'm working on one project that's an international project, because I wanted to put together a project that was more reflective of my global experiences. You know, I travel overseas a lot, Asia, Indonesia, you know, Africa, etc. And I travel frequently overseas. But there's no music that reflects that. You see what I mean? That's one. Two, when I think about like all the places I've been, you know, I feel like it's so many artists out there that nobody in the world knows about. You know, because they're in some remote, you know, place, you know, or they just maybe don't have the resources, and I want to, you know, kind of take it upon myself. I feel like it's my duty now to, you know, take all this talent. I'm like sitting in some of these shows, when I go to these different countries, I'm like amazed, like, yo, these artists are killing. Nobody knows they're here.
Wow. Okay.
So I feel like I want to put together a body of work that introduces these artists to my fan base and my audience, just to maybe, if at all possible, create opportunity in different spaces that they haven't been exposed to.
It speaks volumes of character. I like that. I like that. So here's what I would say. We at Scurl, we view you as a game changer, and rightfully so. I want to know, where do you find time to travel the world, do tours all over the world, write books, do 10 albums, work on 3 more, and then like still live life? Like, that's a lot, because you're a family man, and you're one that I value as a leader of your home, as personal friends. So how do you balance all that at the same time? Because you definitely are, in your craft, you definitely are a game changer. But to balance it all, I know that's a struggle. So I know people want to know about, how does that work? People have a hard time keeping the 9 to 5.
No, that's first of all, that's such a great question that I'm still trying to answer myself. But I tell you one thing. Number one, I have an amazing wife. Like, to have the right kind of wife when you do what we do is critical. Like,
I love it. I know.
Like, to have a wife that kind of, like, I'll put it this way. We got married, so my wife and I, we've been married 16 years. Been together 21. The year we got married, we got married, and 4 days later, I left to go on tour bus tour. So that's out. 4 days.
How'd you get away with that?
Purpose. She understands purpose and paychecks.
You want cheese? You want cheese on the cheeseburger, right?
My wife understands purpose
cheese on the cheeseburger
and paychecks. You know, so. But it is important that they understand the former first. Purpose, that I'm driven by something that's bigger than myself.
Yes.
You know. So my wife has, like, my wife, you know, has, and she's been with me since the beginning. Like, she was with me when we were doing coffee houses with 50 people, if that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she's a part
and
of
I had on
process.
the 4X shirt. You know, I was
Jabot jeans,
100. I was 100 pounds with a 4X shirt and the Jabot jeans.
Oh, man.
So having the right wife is critical for me. But I think that I also try to make it up by, like last year, for example, I was going 90 days straight. I did an international tour, and it was Europe, Africa, Asia. So I was going 90 days, literally 90 days.
You just did an international tour.
Yeah, 90 days straight.
How was that?
Oh, it's incredible. But it's not like it's taxing too. It's incredible, but it's taxing. You know what I mean? You get weary after a while. You want to go home. But I made it up because I literally never went home after the tour. I flew straight to Florida and we did 2 weeks in Disney World.
Nice.
You see what I mean?
Nice.
So I think it's about intentionality. You know, being purposeful about, okay, allotting that time where you can make up for the time that's lost.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that's a big part of it for me.
That's good. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So we're here in the studio.
Yeah.
Can we get a sample of how the process goes? Like, are you going to get in the booth and actually do some stuff today?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's
Is
do
it
it.
going to be on this song here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it to this right here.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. I've got about 2 lines, but you'll at least see how the process goes.
No, seriously. Listen, I'll be curious. I'll be intrigued just to learn the process of how it is, because where it started off. I mean, if this is the sample you gave us.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm
That
in.
in and of itself feels
I'm
good.
In. Yeah, I'm in. So
Let's do it.
Let's
1,
do it.
2. Hey, hey. That's good. I need to finish this song today. Yeah, the feelings fade when I wrestle with God. I gotta wrestle with doubt. Climbing up Jacob's ladder. I'm winning especially now. I can say they got us. I'm finna bet but now. Hold up. Feeling less qualified. I can send it on a heart pure when it's monetized. Holler lies, dollar signs on the big coast. Baby now. Alright, let's go. That's good, okay?
So I've known you a long time, bro. And there was a point in time where you didn't care about hair as much as you do now, right? There was a time you used to be the dude that, you know, no frills.
Just make it nice and neat.
Like, listen, no frills. That you're taking too long. Just get me out the chair. And now you're particular about your hair. Like, you're looking at every look. So here's the question: what caused that change in you? Like, when did the hair become important to you? Because there was a time when you didn't care, bro.
Did I not care, yo?
Bro, it was
What?
a time where you was like,
just make it nice and neat. That was it.
Listen, there was a time you no razor, no color, no parts, no nothing.
That's true.
Listen,
I definitely had one part.
Nothing.
Because I remember even when T-Woz was getting all them designs and stuff, I was like, nah, that's not.
I know you said all that.
Now look,
The album cover is
the
you
album
with parts.
cover is me with parts. I said all that to you,
Bro, you said it to me, bro. So, what? At what
I
point?
don't know. I don't know. I just think that it's part of the evolution. You know how it goes. I mean, you know, you become. For me, I became a lot more fashion conscious, just more into aesthetics. Aesthetics became more of a thing to me, just in general.
Okay.
You know, I think the older I get, the more I care about the aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like how I appear, how I look. All of that becomes far more important to me now.
So when it comes to confidence, when it comes to energy levels during performances, or you've done TV shows, you've done covers, you've done all kinds of stuff. How important is hair to you?
Oh man, now it's critical. Like I was dreaming last night just about like, do I want him to give me parts or do I want him to give? Like that was my dream last night. Because for me now, you know, it's a part of my aesthetic identity. You know what I'm saying? So like the album cover, like people see me looking over here. I'm looking at the album cover. But the album cover, you seen the pictures I sent you? Somebody else sent me another one the other day. People all over the country getting that part in their hair. Ooh. That just shows you like, man, people are paying attention to every part of you. You see what I'm saying?
Content curation is more than music.
It's more than music. You see what I'm saying? So for me now, it's not just, I'm not doing it for that purpose. But I do understand, look, this is one of the things I realized, and my homie Greg Cox said this to me. He said, you're a communicator, but you don't realize how much certain people will not even listen to what you have to say because they communicate aesthetically first.
Wow. Wow.
So it's like I could have all the substance in the world, like just in terms of what I have to say. But some people have tuned me out already just based on my appearance.
Wow.
Is that shallow? I guess that's debatable. The question is, everybody communicates differently is what it says, though, to me.
Yeah.
So that lets me know, okay, I got to really take this serious. You see what I mean?
I think that probably really becomes important for the visual learner.
For the visual learner. You know what I'm saying? For the person who, they need that. They need, before they can even give you an ear. And that's what we want. We want for people to give us their ear. You see what I mean? But before they will, before some people decide to, there's something they need to see first.
Wow. That's a whole topic in itself.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing.